God, I'm all over the place. All right.
All right, let's get started with another episode of Late Night Tangents. Episode 15. Here we are. Episode 15. Here we are.
Episode 15.
Here we are.
Here we are. So you said that this was going to be a fire podcast. Why?
Dude, there's been a lot of edging into this one. A lot of edging.
Elaborate.
Meaning, usually we record on Saturday, but I was in Oregon. I was in Oregon for Easter's.
Okay, hold on. Pause.
What?
You're an Oregonian through and through.
Yeah.
There's no Oregon shit. It's Oregon.
Isn't that weird? You know, I didn't even know that was a thing until I moved to Vegas, and people were like saying Oregon, and I was like, where the hell is Oregon? I'm like, Oregon? I'm like Gin?
Yeah.
Oregon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's being in New York at the school, everybody says, not everybody, there's a few people that say it correctly, but they go Oregon. And I'm like, it's not Oregon. It's not spelled Gone at the end. Oregon. It's not or and then the word gone. If you truly want to IPA the word Oregon out, it's Oregon. Oregon. You can either do Oregon or Oregon. A schwa.
Yeah.
That's how you say it. Yeah. That too.
That's a weird one too.
Yeah. I don't get that. But
Oregon's a weird word or state name.
So
Very
is
unique.
Nevada.
Nevada. I can't say Nevada. Yuck.
It's New York. Okay. Anyways.
Good Lord. All right. Well, let's just talk about the week. You know, I like to debrief our weeks.
Sure.
Get that off the agenda, and then we'll get into more of a topic based. I think that's what we ought to start doing is, you know, talk about the week, get into our topic, wrap up the pod.
I'm assuming you got one. I
got a week?
No, you got a topic.
I mean, I hit you up with those ideas. I'll have to do a little refresh.
Yeah. No, you know what? I like that. I think we have probably lacked a little structure.
Yeah.
The last several podcasts. Mm-hmm. We're reeling it in.
Reeling it in, baby.
Yes, sir. So you were in Oregon visiting Easter weekend. That's why we are recording on a Monday, April 10th. April 10th. We're already in the second week of April.
Time's flying, Bobby. Time's flying. So I started looking at it because I moved here in September. 7 months. It's about to be. Moved here September 11th.
Yes.
Goodness, dude. I've been here a minute again. I'm just like, where'd the time go, man? I feel like I haven't even done anything with my 7 months.
Yeah.
Honestly. Sorry, I'm getting off on a tangent. Okay.
I'm reeling it in.
Holy shit.
We got to reel into tangents.
I know. So anyways, yeah. Went to go visit family and friend Jeff.
Jeff.
Yeah. I didn't really hit anybody else up. Sorry to the rest of the friend group.
The masses.
Yanni especially. I guess Yanni was a little bit peeved that I didn't hit him up. But, I mean, I'm a likable guy. What can I say? People like to hang out with me. But no, I hit up Jeff specifically. I haven't had a one-on-one with Jeff in years.
Yeah.
It's got to be more years than any other friend for sure.
Sure.
Yeah. I think high school maybe was the last time we had some sort of a one-on-one time. So, Liam dropped me off at his parents' house and said hi to the fam that was there, and then we went to a bar and just kind of bullshitted for a few hours. Drove up to my parents' house, and Jeff hung out there for a minute. Uh, Chit chatted with my parents and myself and Liam and whatever, and I don't know. It was nice. It was nice to hear how he's doing, and he's doing way better than I thought. Along with the rest of our freaking friends over here, dude. My gosh. Congrats to those, man. Congrats to those that are doing good.
Yeah. I
On
mean,
a freaking silent mission out there.
yeah. That's all we can hope. I don't give a shit about those guys.
Oh my god.
I'm joking. Oh
That's
Lord. um yeah.
dude, get this.
Yes.
Jeff informed me that so Jeff basically works at the office, right? He works at a paper company.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Okay, at the actual office. Oh, okay.
yeah. He does inventory and I'll actually just leave it at that. He does inventory, and he was out, I don't know, he was out in the town one night, and he was walking down the street and he saw this group of people. And he was like, "What the fuck's going on here?" And he's like, "Oscar?" And from the office. And he was like, "Oscar, take a picture with me." And Oscar was like, it's like, "Fuck off, $50 for a selfie." Like dead ass. And he just kept walking. And then in that group was Meredith, the redhead.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Whoa.
so he got a selfie with Meredith, but Oscar was like gone. Like he just didn't give a flying fart about Jeff. He's like, "I
Wait.
work for a paper company." And like he
Whoa.
just did not care.
In Oregon?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Weird, huh?
Well, I suppose Rainn Wilson lives in Seattle. Or no, does he live in Portland? I think he lives somewhere in the Northwest.
Oh, I have no idea.
I
But
think
yeah.
he has a house in Bend, actually, I think. I could be wrong.
I thought that was like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
Like what a coincidence for Jeff.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
That's such an awesome
The peak of Jeff's life right there.
He said that. He said that, literally. It's awesome. So funny.
Oh,
But,
man. I think the only person I've seen famous in New York so far has been, I don't know his name, but have you seen the new Netflix TV series? I think it's called like The Watcher or something like that.
No. Eric, I don't have time for that stupid shit.
Oh my gosh. Hold on, let me freaking find it.
I gotta say, since we adjusted the levels on my side, they are looking 10 times better. Who in the biscuits is hitting
Richard
Oh.
Kind. Richard Kind. I saw him walking on the street.
Kind? How do you spell that?
Kind.
It's not kind.
It could be kind, but I'm assuming it's German, which would be Kind. Because he's
Okay. I'll go with it.
but he is American. We'll just say kind.
We'll go with whatever you want, man. So anyways,
Yeah.
so I got to hang out with Jeff, and then later that night, watched the UFC fight with the fam, and then Liam had like 4 friends over, and then my cousin Sam stopped by. Well, we went and picked him up, and we hung out with him and everybody for I don't know how long, from like 7 to 10:30, something like that. And something that I'm going to start incorporating into my lifting routine, arm wrestling workouts. Yep. I'm going to start getting into arm wrestling, Bobby. Because I knew Sam was a big a big arm wrestler, and maybe he's not too fond of me sharing this information because this man has been training in secret. I swear to you. I swear to you. He said he's been training for arm wrestling for 2 to 3 years.
I bet I could beat him.
Nope. Guarantee you. You couldn't beat him with your fucking leg.
Well, that's a given.
Like, I knew that this guy was fucking savage. And I was like, I hit him, I'm like, let's arm wrestle. And he's like, you want to arm wrestle? And I'm like, yeah, because I'd been saying it all day. All day. I arm wrestled Liam earlier that day, and my dad had to break it off and was like, don't hurt each other. Don't get hurt. And I was like, yeah, I'm like, I guess so. Liam's in high school. He's throwing shot put. I'm like, I don't know, whatever. So I was like, yeah, Sam, let's arm wrestle. And I knew exactly how it was going to go. I was going to get in there, and it wasn't going to be a serious thing, but we were just going to feel each other's strengths. We were just going to ease into it, feel how it, what do you got kind of a deal. And right off the bat, I was like, oh yeah, this guy's like not even movable. Like couldn't even move his fucking arm. But it was on the table. I don't think it would have made any freaking difference if we would have been on an actual table. But yeah, so then we just we called it right there or whatever, and then I was like,
you didn't even go. You're just like, you just felt his arm. You're like, nope.
No, I went hard enough to where afterwards I thought, like, I hurt my bicep and forearm a little bit. But I knew that we were going to do that, and then I knew he couldn't wait more than 30 seconds to start giving me some tips and tricks. So I sat there and waited, and like he kind of did like the whole like look at the TV, look at the soda, look at me, and then was like, all right, so this is what you got to do. He's like, there's 4 main steps, blah, 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 blah. And just started going into it. And like he started teaching me up or whatever. And then it just turned into this whole like long conversation about arm wrestling and whatever. And I was like, yeah, I'm like, I'm going to start training for arm wrestling. Because I'm like, why not? Cool hobby.
There you go.
I think it's pretty cool. I mean, when I was in the oil field in that town, Greeley, there was like a whole like arm wrestling community there. And I mean, it makes sense. All those oil field guys are like, I mean, have forearms of fucking steel.
Mm-hmm.
So it made sense in that town, but there's not really, Sam made it sound like around the Oregon State area because he's in college. There's not really like a arm wrestling group or nothing. So I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be cool to start training for that, and every time I go to visit or whatever, him and I pull on each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounded super appropriate. But yeah, I'm super excited about it. Just to like start incorporating something different, a new goal.
Yeah. Yeah. It should be fun.
Yeah. Gave me some workouts to do. And I've just been watching tons of videos. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It attracted me. So I'm in. I'm ready.
Yeah. Sick. At least you got something else you could do now.
Yeah, for real. Love it, dude. Love the fingers. And then the next day, Sunday, yesterday, got pretty motivated to pull the fuel tank off the Chev. It was raining while doing so. So I was like, what am I going to do? It's Oregon. So got the fuel tank pulled off in like an hour, drained all the diesel out of it. Good to go. Next time I go to visit, I'll probably, clean out the tank, throw some new fuel in there, clean out the lines, and start her up, baby.
When do you think that'll be?
Great question. Next month. Next month, probably.
Nice.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, pretty excited.
I might be going back next month too.
Good. See you there.
Probably not. Because if I go, it'll probably be after the 17th.
Oh, I thought our trip was next month for some reason.
Oh, no.
2 months out.
Yeah. I was
Good,
looking
good,
at plane tickets for that.
good. Yeah.
You want to know how much a plane ticket is for me during that time?
Fucking dirty bitch. How bad?
450 bucks.
On what? On who? Southwest? Alaska?
I think it was 450. It's 450 for like, I think it was JetBlue. Then it was 415 for United, and
Big
then it was
JetBlue
like,
guy, huh?
then it was like 380 for Spirit, and I'm like,
Okay.
nope, not flying Spirit.
All right. Gonna have to hold you right there. We're gonna talk about my flight home. I've been saving this one up. That might have been the last time I fly Spirit. That may have just been the last time. And I told my mom last night I will be calling out the females involved on that flight. I don't know who you are. They don't know who I am. So I'm just going to give you the full deets. Bobby. It just made sense. It made sense from the beginning. Flying from Portland, Oregon to Las Vegas, Nevada. You know, just the people that were getting on the plane with me, I was like, oh yeah, Spirit and Portland, this makes sense. Sorry, not trying to be rude about Portland, but there's a crowd. And so we all got on. Actually, before we got on, I spotted this one female, and I was just like, there's going to be a problem with that chick, for sure. So, anyways, initially, when the flight started to take off, the female directly diagonal from me, one row in front of me, to the right. Aisle seat. God. Peels off the shoes. And I'm like, okay, I've seen people do this before. We're okay. And then she goes back to peel off the socks. I'm like, dude, no. Please, no. Peels them off, throws them on the floor, plops her bare feet right on the ground.
Ooh.
Fuck
Yikes.
off, dude. Are you shitting me?
That's
I'm
gross.
like, get the fuck out of here with that. I don't know. Maybe it's some sort of good luck thing that she does, or I don't know what the fuck the reason was, but it was uncalled for.
Yeah,
Do that at home.
that air is being recirculated. I don't want to
Yeah, I
be
don't
breathing
wanna
in
breathe
your
your
toe fungus.
Freaking dogs. God. So, anyways, last 30 minutes of the flight, I got the headphones on, the Bose Quiet Comforts. Can't really hear too much. I'm like, I'm zoning out, whatever. And that girl that I looked at before the flight, and I was like, there's going to be something wrong with that chick. Well, she is on the window seat, same aisle, but she's across the aisle on the window.
From you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the guy comes by with the trash bag, you know, can I take your trash? Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, and I see him coming, and I heard him yell over the Bose. He's like, oh my God. Just like vocalizes it. And everyone turns around and looks at him. And I look up at him. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what's going on? And then I look over at that chick. Worst bloody nose I've ever seen. Not normal. Not normal. It wasn't, this might be a little too deep, but I'm going there. Her blood was already coagulating while it was coming out of her nose.
Ooh.
Yeah. I was like, that's an issue. That's an issue. It was all over her hands. It was all over her face. And the dude next to her didn't even realize it was happening. I was like, how tuned out are you? I was like, how do you not notice this woman's literal... I'm not going to say it. How do you not realize this woman's bloody nose right now? And so, like, the flight attendant gets the two gentlemen to stand up and move a row behind so she can, you know, start cleaning up. He goes and gets, like, the medical kit with some, like, alcohol wipes and a hazmat bag and gives it to her. He's like, just do your best, like, give it a quick clean and then go to the bathroom and I'll start cleaning up. So she goes to the bathroom and I'm over here trying to, like,
Please don't
not
touch me.
have her
Please.
get too close to me. And so she scoots off to the bathroom, and that guy starts cleaning up the seat. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, it's fine. Everything's fine. This is great. And before the flight, she was using like a piece of paper, and she was fanning herself, and she was as red as I get. Like when I get red as fuck, like she was red as fuck, just because like for whatever reason. Maybe she was nervous for the flight. I don't know, but she comes back and she's all embarrassed, of course, whatever. You can't control bloody nose, so
All right.
I felt bad. Um, but then she goes and she sits down, and the guy hands her more alcohol wipes, and he's like, just until the end of the flight, just try to get as much as you can, and then we'll take care of the rest. And she's like, okay. And she has her hazmat bag, and she's throwing all the shit in the hazmat bag. And god damn it, dude. So I'm sitting there trying to like not look. It is very hard to not look for. It's not for some reason. It's just hard to not look, and I see one of these.
Oh no.
I see the shoulders, dude. I see the shoulders start rolling over. I'm like, and I start giving her the side eye, trying not to make it obvious. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, no chance this bitch is gonna throw up right now. Sure as shit. And so I do one of these, right? I do one of these. I peel off the muff a little bit to get some audio. And yeah, mistake, dude. Totally. I should have turned up the volume. I should have just canceled it out. I had the right equipment for the job. I could have tuned it all out, but my curious ass is over here wanting to hear her puke. Dude, and that thing, I'm not going to go any further. Anyways, yeah, she pukes. And I mean, what's the next thing you think of? What's the next thing you think of?
Oh.
Is it going to smell?
Oh no.
Fuck me, dude. And so my stupid ass, I'm over here, dude, with my sniffer, dude, sniffing the air. Yep. Sure as shit. Shit hits my nose. I'm like, dude, fuck me. I hate myself, man. What a gross human I am. I mean, it was inevitable. I was going to fucking smell it, but for some reason I was fucking searching for it. God damn it. So, yeah, that was awful. And then when we were getting off the flight, the girl just like,
Oh God.
for whatever reason, dude, she scoots like as close as she can to me.
Oh no.
I'm like, stay in the seat. You're not getting off the plane. Stay in the seat, dude.
No.
I'm like, you got shit you got to take care of. I'm like, that's disgusting. And she's like swinging her fucking puke bag around. I'm like, oh, God, you're a mess. You are a whole ass mess. Yeah.
The second I would have saw her bloody nose, bloop, that sucker would have been on. Because think about that. Recirculating air with blood flowing.
What a nightmare. Makes sense.
Makes
sense. I don't know, man. All I'm saying, I'm like, Spirit's been the tried and true way for me to fly for the past 4 or 5 years, but maybe it's time to become a member of another airline.
Well, if you're gonna start flying more frequently to places, it's definitely a good idea to get maybe like an airline credit card or become some sort of, I don't know, because I've been thinking about the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because having to work over the summer, which I don't want to get too far off of a tangent here, but today, actually, I was just sitting and I was listening to something. I was going over some music, and one of the collaborators, pianists that I've worked with, he sees me and I go, "Oh, hey, Charlie," because I haven't seen him in a while. And he goes, "Oh, hey, Eric, how's it going?" And I'm like, I'm doing good. He's like, "I haven't seen you in forever." He's like, "You must be like in and out." And I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, that's essentially what it is. I don't hang around school. I like on my breaks, I go home." But he's just like, "Are you doing anything right now?" And I'm like, "No, I've got a class at 4." And he's like, let's go for a walk. Because it was a gorgeous day in New York today. It was 66 degrees out. not a
Nice.
cloud in the sky, no wind. It was great.
Sweet.
So we went up to a park because there was a park right next to the school, and we just kind of walked in laps. And he's just like, I wanted to ask you. He's just like, are you doing anything this summer, or at the end of this term, or even at the beginning of next term? And I told him, I'm like, as of right now, no, I'm not going into any summer programs or anything like that. I'm just gonna be working and
Yep.
stuff. And he goes, oh, okay. He's like, well, how would you like it if you would like to do a recital series? And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I'm trying to put together something at the school with Dr. Graham and the donors, so that we can you could give a recital or like half a recital and get paid to do it. And I'm like, yeah. And he's just like, do you know Liederkreis by Schumann? I'm like, I happen to know that really well. I'm doing that for my senior recital next year. Um, and we're going through all this stuff. And then he's from LA, and he goes, yeah. And I think he had mentioned something about Los Angeles. And I go, oh, okay.
Mm.
I'm just like, I would totally fly to Los Angeles and do a recital there, because that he's got a lot of connections over in Los Angeles. And I said, I'm from the West Coast, so
Yep.
I hop on a plane, fly to Los Angeles in a couple of hours, hour and a half. I don't know how long that flight is to Los Angeles from Portland, maybe 2 hours, whatever. But I told him, I'm like, if you're over there in the summer and you're doing a recital, I will get on a plane and fly right down. Obviously, it has to be lucrative enough to be worth my time. But he was saying, he's just like, he was saying, yeah, we've got donors that are really wanting to, you know, uh, give money to this project and stuff like that. So I might be traveling this summer singing recitals,
That would be good.
which would be amazing.
That'd
And
be
that's kind
good.
of the main thing I wanted to focus on in my music career. Is as much as I love operas and have my operas that I do, but I really just wanted to focus on recitals because I'm a young singer. I need to still develop my voice over the years and stuff like that. So
Yep. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
crazy opportunity. And I got his number, and he's just like, yeah, just text me your repertoire list. And he's like, we'll go from there. And I'm like, sweet. I'm like, I'm totally
That's
down.
sick.
And he also said on his way back, he's just like, I've worked with a lot of singers, and he's just like, I know you're reliable. He's like, I know you could learn your music and stuff like that. And I'm like,
Sweet.
he goes, not a lot of people have that in this industry, which blows my mind. Blows it.
Maybe.
So yeah.
I
So
mean,
he said, yeah, you're reliable and you're not having anything going. I just like, yeah, just give me, uh, a substantial amount of time so that I can learn these things and become make music, and not just, okay, well, I got to sing this here next week. Kind of,
Yep.
so that's kind of neat.
yeah. That is. That's very exciting. That'd be nice because then I would allow you to then keep in practice at least.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh, yeah. And that's the
because I
thing.
mean, oh,
Well, I was just going to say, that's the thing is if I do Liederkreis, that's what I'm doing for next year, then I will have performance experience with that centerpiece of my senior recital, which is huge.
sweet. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And then you'd be surrounded by probably a more or a different group of individuals, different opinions, more critiques, more development,
Yeah.
getting
And just
comfortable in a different uncomfortable position, possibly.
right. And having people getting my name out there in the classical world, I
Mhm.
guess you could say too.
Yeah.
It's because at the end of the day, all the people who are, singing these things are getting paid to sing. They're getting paid by donors, people who are millionaires, billionaires that love classical music and want to see a certain singer. So if I could get really, uh, comfortable with these people who are spending lots of money to pay for a singer, it only benefits me by going there and showing, hey, look, I've got the skills. I've worked hard.
Yeah.
Your money is going towards something that is
Right.
well deserving of it. Not saying that I am, but classical music, of course.
Right. Right. And that's like kind of a thing that that was another thing that we talked about on the last season of Late Night Tangents was we had an episode on opportunities.
Yeah,
I don't know if you remember.
I do.
And just kind of when shit like this arises, it's like super important that you don't try to. I mean, you could easily work your way out of that
Mm-hmm.
if you wanted to.
Oh yeah.
There's no reason for you to go to it,
Right.
really.
Right.
But there's every reason for you to go to it at the same time.
Right. Even if it's like
So,
one or two people that are like, wow, he was really good. He's
yeah.
that are donors. That's all it takes.
Mhm. Cuz I mean, I'm thinking about it from this guy's shoes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like I don't know his like client or contact base, but
Yeah.
let's just say he gets hit up by somebody else in a different state or whatever and says, "Hey, I need to put together this group of people.
Mm.
Do you know anybody?" Right? And
Yeah.
if you're that reliable person for him, there's a real high likelihood that your name is going to come up on that list of reliable people that's going to be able to also fulfill a need somewhere else,
Right.
and that's just how it works. Like
Yeah.
I feel like that's how it works in your field is your name just starts toot, toot, toot,
Yeah.
popping all over the place.
That's what it is. It's connections.
Yeah.
You do your one. You kind of have you do your auditions and you continue to do your auditions, but then once you kind of get your breakthrough and you prove yourself and you say, I'm so ready to seize this opportunity, let's do it. Then
Hmm.
people are like, oh, okay, well, I want to hire him for this one thing because he did a really good job at this. Or someone's from this donor list or this benefit that he sang for said that he's a really good person. I mean, that's what happened in Portland when I was singing in Portland. Granted, it was Portland, but that's what happened. I
Yeah.
went and I sang for a couple of events, and then I just started singing all over the place in Portland for these events, and I got paid to do it. Granted, it
Right.
wasn't a lot because I was an undergraduate, but still.
Yeah. Well, and then like, because I was doing some perusing, um, and I realized in this past week, well, I downloaded and started a LinkedIn,
Oh yeah,
um, just
yeah,
because I'm like, I don't really know of a better way to share your business profile.
yeah.
It's like you could, I mean, and you could really expand that profile. I didn't realize how deep you could go, but I
Right.
started that up just because, like I said on the last podcast, I don't know, oh, I'm like two or 2 weeks sober off of the
Oh
ganj,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so you
Are
know,
you finding yourself to be irritable? No, you're like Eric. It's unfazing.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
It's a mentality.
yeah,
It's way easier if you are mentally ready to do it,
yeah. Love to
you
hear
know. So it's good.
it. Yeah.
I'm still and like I was really concerned with the eating situation because I kind of use that as an aid,
Mm.
especially with like working out lately.
Mm-hmm.
I've been just using that as kind of my aid to help in starting up my appetite. But it's all peachy. It's all
Yeah.
peachy over here.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
But
Alrighty.
okay,
So
okay,
we have got some topics that you
yep,
wanted to explore.
yeah.
Lay it on me. Are
Okay.
these serious or are these funny topics?
Um, it's more of a
Serious? Okay.
advice slash serious.
Okay.
I forgot to listen to. There was one segment in a podcast that I wanted to go back and listen to. Damn it!
Ugh.
I know
Oh well.
it'll be fine. Um, one thing that I'm starting to realize, um, through a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
not just my situation. Um, it can apply to anywhere, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing that I've stepped back away from and started analyzing across all the people that I know when they start talking about job titles, um, I'm just gonna go straight for the throat is seniority. Um, Seniority in the workplace. I have always kind of thought that it's an old way of thinking to think that just because you're senior to everybody or you've had more years than everybody at a company that you are entitled to that senior position. When in reality, I think that seniority it's here and there. Obviously, if you have 20 years at a company, you're going to know a lot of shit about that fucking company. And you could have a lot of value. It's just whether or not you decide to apply that value in the right way. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think there's a common argument with this younger generation coming into the workplace where you have a lot of these ambitious people trying to work their way up the food chain. But then there's also people preventing you from climbing up that food chain because of the seniority dynamic that has been in place for so long at some of these companies. I think it's starting to taper off and die off now. I think people are starting to realize that just because you're young doesn't mean that you're dumb. And just because you're young doesn't mean that you're not ambitious. Look at yourself. Look how ambitious you are.
Yeah.
You're pretty fucking young.
Yeah.
You know, you're 25. But that, I don't think that really has anything to do with how you're going to perform.
No.
What's your thoughts?
I got some, I do have some thoughts. I got some opinions here.
Yeah.
I think this all can, there's some elements that relate to good leaders because, for instance, like I think of like, in my mind, I think of like my dad who is in a seniority position.
Mm-hmm.
And I've overheard him talking about younger people right out of college with their bachelor's in business that think that they that they know more. And it's not necessarily that, so I have to choose that wisely, not saying that they know more. But there is a level of seniority that has to be respected. But it also has to do with the person. I mean, at the end of the day, seniority is seniority.
Yeah.
If you're going to go talk back to your boss, you better damn well be prepared to get fired.
Yeah.
That's just how it works.
If you're talking back, for sure.
Right. Or if you're saying, no, you're dumb, it's that, you know, there's clever ways of approaching stuff with bosses. It's not even has to do with bosses. It's just everybody you talk to.
Uh-huh.
But I digress. When for me, I view seniority as, well, it's not necessarily my views, but you can challenge it. However, at the end of the day, if someone says, this is the way it's going to be, if you are working in some sort of environment that has seniority, that is the way it's going to be.
Right.
You could not necessarily agree with it, but what it's doing is it's showing you resilience, and you just learn from those situations, just like we've talked about in previous podcasts. But I think also you don't want someone in a senior position that isn't going to be a good leader, because a good leader is going to listen, Yeah.
So on the last podcast, I believe I said that maybe it was the previous one, 13.
Yeah. 14.
I said.
Oh, I see. Sorry.
The one before that.
Yeah.
That HWMF, the podcast that I religiously listened to, they had stopped making podcasts. And so when I was going to Oregon this weekend, I was like, let me just see. Turns out they started the podcast back up in January, so I was wrong
Oh,
of that. So I was like super hyped, so I downloaded all of them
yeah.
all the way up to the present, and I started listening to I don't remember what episode it was. Obviously a recent one, but
Yeah.
their whole I believe I think Axe and Sledge was the company they were talking about, or AAR, which is All American Roughneck.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, they have this grassroots startup company. They started their company off of $2,200, and now it's a multi-million-dollar business. And they were talking about how they have now, what is it? They said 7 years later they have 40 plus employees, right? And the way that they were explaining the hiring process is that it's super super selective, because obviously they're the owners.
Right.
They make the decisions. But it's kind of like have you ever, maybe not. Have you ever had a working interview?
I don't think so.
Okay. So a lot of the times in uh, like when you're interviewing for a welding position that's at some sort of a specialty shop,
Mm-hmm.
you'll have a working interview
Mm.
where for like you'll work as a employee for, it could be a few days, it could be 6 hours, could be 8 hours, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But you work alongside the other employees during the day, and for one, it's this test to see your skills, and two, it's to see how do you mesh with the team.
Mm.
And so their whole business and the hiring process is really based off of working interviews, and they go really into detail about their hiring process to make sure that they are hiring the right employee for the team, and to make sure that their team is able to grow and develop together. And the togetherness that their company has is like it just sounds like a perfect ideal company. And if there's any sort of like slippage in the company where somebody isn't meshing well or whatever, like they're not afraid to just say get out, because they are so goal driven on the fact of success and having the company flow and everybody getting along, that they're totally willing to just get rid of somebody because they just don't mesh well with the company. And so as far as like a seniority situation in that company, like it doesn't even apply. It is truly like, I mean, their podcast is HWMF, hardworking motherfucker. Their business is founded on the work you put in is what you're gonna get out. So the harder you work for that company, like the more you're gonna receive back from them.
Hmm.
And like they have like the perfect dynamic there. It's really like it's really what, if I was gonna start a company, what I would also try to match in that aspect. Because
Yeah.
it's really like, it's up to you on how much effort you want to give. And I just love to see, even like, so they have one of the oh shit the vice president now is a younger dude. His name is Shane. He started out as Seth Feroci's cameraman.
Hmm.
He didn't even know how to record. They give him shit all the time because he was this young dude. He's like never filmed anything in his life, and he sucked ass at it. And now he's the vice president of the company just because he decided to put in the work and
Yeah.
like do what he had to do. And like basically what I'm trying to tie back into is the seniority thing,
Mm-hmm.
where if you are putting in the work and you're not allowed to climb up the food chain, or if there's something stopping you, such as like that senior person that's put in the time but not necessarily the effort, then I feel like you're at the wrong place.
Uh. Yeah. It's 100%. If you know you're putting in the work and you're not receiving anything for the work you're doing, in my opinion, that is like a big FU.
Yeah, it's like,
Because everybody's going to try to stop You know, you're always going to have that one person that's afraid of letting someone work up the chain. And you know what? You'd see it in the world of music too. Like conductors, usually conductors have an assistant conductor. So like their understudy. So if a conductor gets sick or doesn't want to conduct something, then their assistant or their understudy conducts. But a lot of the time, if you become an assistant to some like maestro, like a lot of the times they don't want you to like surpass them, but they don't want to get rid of you. So they won't, a lot of conductors will not like say, oh, this kid is like really talented and stuff like that. They'll just kind of be like, they won't say anything. They'll just, and at the end of the day, you have to do what's best for yourself. If you don't feel like you're working with a company, get out. There's nothing wrong with that.
The thing about that is that there's still a fucked up part to that. Well, one being is if God, fuck, I lost my train of thought there for a second. Like I said in the last podcast that, being a manager now, I want to be able to train my guys to be able to one day take my position. I don't know if you recall me saying that.
Yeah.
But that's the ultimate goal. That's a goal that I have for myself, right? Now, if the person... What was the example you just gave about the maestro?
Conductor
won't let
the assistant conductor move on or conducts the stuff because he doesn't want him to surpass him.
Well, that person...
Or her.
Don't you think there's some fucked upness in the judgment of the person asking about, who's doing good and the conductor not? What am I trying to say here, Bobby?
Yeah.
I think I don't understand. I don't remember the fucking words that you keep using. I don't remember the tree. I don't remember the structure.
So what I was saying is, and I was relating it to music, but it's the same thing as like if you have a manager that's not letting you move up the food chain. Go.
Okay, so let's say the general manager asks a manager, "Hey, who's doing really good these days? Who's putting in the work?"
Right.
And the manager says, pretty level playing field.
Right.
Nobody's really doing that good."
Right.
To protect himself.
Right.
The manager's doing that to protect himself. And the general manager says, "Oh, all right, well, let's see if we can turn things around."
Right.
General manager has poor judgment, possibly.
Well, and I see in those certain situations, I feel like, okay, it's kind of like 3 strikes you're out kind of a situation, except in this instance, because the thing is you don't want to be skeptical of everything that everybody says all the time. But if, let's just say the manager's like, well, what's the field look like? It's pretty even playing field. Then you're like, okay, well, let's see some numbers, right? Now, if he comes back, let's say 3 months later and says, what's the field looking like? And he's like, yeah, it's still kind of equal. Then it's the job as the general manager to take a look at the managers.
Yeah, to get on the manager. Why aren't you doing your job better?
And that's why we have a whole system of management. We have the CEO. The CEO should be the best leader. And there are a lot of CEOs that are shit. There are a lot of CEOs that are shit. But you should, hopefully, ideally, you get in a company where the CEO is great. And then he's, bringing that down. Because there is a structure. You can, in a company, you can only, in a company, you can only get so high.
Right.
Obviously, and if there's already a foundation of a CEO, a CFO, a COO, then you're not going to be able to go, if there's already all these branches of management already filled, that's something you should ask in the interview process is saying, is there a possibility of me working up? I'm all for doing the grunt work and doing the hard work, but I don't want to just do this for the rest of my life. I have high
Yeah.
career aspirations and where
Yeah.
I want to go. And I see myself being a high food chain guy.
Yeah. That's the kind of shit I need to start doing in like an interview. So if you say the sky's the limit, what's actually the limit of the sky?
And I'm going to relate this to something completely different, but it's the same thing about guys and dating women. It's the same thing. Guys, they have one track on their mind when they're dating women, and it's the same thing in work. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a female. The one thing that a man or a female are looking for when they're starting a job is getting paid. Guys, I'm going to use this reference, and this is not maybe true for all guys, but guys see a girl and want to have some sort of sexual relation with a female. So that's all they're thinking. So they're going to do everything in their power, say everything they can to hopefully have some sort of sexual relation with a female. But what's really imperative, if you're trying to find someone that you're going to be with for the rest of your life, that needs to leave your brain, and you need to start lining up the things that you have values in and that you see. Females already do this. For whatever reason, guys cannot adopt this. And it's the same thing. All the workforce, that's all they see is money.
So you're just trying to segregate.
I'm just, yeah.
I kind of see the.
I'm just putting it in a different light.
analogy.
Yeah, I'm just putting it in a different light.
Okay, but the fuck boys versus the men. Is that kind of the route you're taking there?
I'm sorry, what was that?
The fuck boys versus like the men. You know?
Well, no, not necessarily. I'm just saying in the dating world, if you're wanting to say like the interview process, let's say the date is an interview, right? You should. What?
I feel like that analogy was a stretch.
How so?
I'm having a hard time relating.
Okay. I just relate. I just see, because the thing. I don't understand how you don't see that, because that's like clear cut. Because a date, that's an interview. Is it not?
I suppose I see what you're saying there.
Right. So that's the analogy. It's just for people that aren't on the mindset of a business, that they can relate it to something. That's why I related it to dating. I had no reason of anything. It was just that was the.
Perfect.
God.
Perfect. Dating, dude.
Anyways,
Dating.
I'm sorry.
You want to talk about dating?
Do you? Would you like to? We don't have to. It was just an analogy. I wasn't trying to lead anything to anything. It was just a simple, because guess what? Everybody dates. Not everybody knows the business mindset. And before people go on and say, well, what does he know about business? I am my own business. So I think I can run a business pretty damn well. So sorry, I got a little defensive there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, a little heat. Dude.
I'm sorry.
Getting warm, man. Oh shit.
You know what I mean? I don't want to get off topic. We're talking about the interview and the hierarchy of seniority.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, at the end of the day, I need to stop shaking my table. At the end of the day, seniority, it really sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But one cannot put it all on management.
Right.
You have to know what your values are and what you see in a company. And if that company doesn't align or doesn't have the opportunities for you to work up to your goals, then you need to rethink. But people have the one thing on their mind, which is money most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because guess what? There's a lot of businesses out there starting brand new businesses, small businesses that will allow you to work up the food chain. You might not be getting paid $70,000 when you first start working there, but that's what's wrong. And that's what really frustrates me about the world is like not everything is about money all the time. I don't know why people have that in their head. Life is not about money. You're going to live a really shitty life if you think life is all about money.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
and like,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I'm pretty sure I gave the example of like when I was in the oil field making bills.
No.
God damn, that was like the shittiest portion of my life ever.
Yeah.
Like, I was making shit ton of money,
Yeah.
but like mental health wise, physical health, like, was probably at an all time low.
Yeah.
Like, it was not a good time.
Right.
Like, sure, I had like all these objects. You know, I bought the Audi, I bought European headlights, taillights, I bought all this cool shit.
Yeah. But you're trying to
God, I didn't.
I think in that instance I think you were trying to buy some sort of feeling, some sort of emotion or
Yeah,
happiness,
yeah.
which that this just doesn't happen.
And like that's a different way of like your hard work pays off. Like your hard work is paying for shit. Your hard work isn't really paying off for anything.
Right.
Like there's no real gain in that sense other than, building a tougher mindset in that field.
Right.
So it wasn't a whole lot there wasn't a whole lot of progress made there as far as like my current standing in life goes,
Yeah.
other than perspective and experience.
Uh, I think in those kinds of situations, that's all you can hope
Yeah.
for. That's
Yeah.
you got to find something positive to take out of it instead of the
Right.
negative. You know.
I mean, I will say though, in that field, it was a pretty fair game when it came to a hierarchy of leaders.
Yeah.
I mean, you either, it was really dependent on how hard you worked. If you were a hard worker, yeah, you could climb up the food chain pretty fucking easily. Like, I worked pretty fucking hard and I got promoted pretty fucking quick.
Yeah.
Like, it was, yeah, it just wasn't the field for me.
And I mean, because you're talking about this, and I'm like, for for anybody that wants to just work hard and get rewarded for your hard work, join the military. Because there are a lot of ranks, and each
Yeah.
rank you get a promotion, you get a pay
Yeah.
increase. You
Yeah.
can start as enlisted, or you could go and become an officer, and now you're working from the officer aspect.
Yeah.
Guess what? You could be working in the military for the rest of your life, and you might
You
not
could.
achieve the highest position, but
Yeah.
you're striving, and there you
Mhm.
could get promoted. There
Could
are
be
people,
fulfilling.
yeah, there are people out there that are colonels and generals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm just that's just if
Right.
that's the kind of hierarchy and seniority that you want to go for, then for sure
Yeah.
do that. But the military is very structured, and if you want to look at something that's something as close to socialism as you can get, the military. Anyways, I digress.
Just because you're in the military too, it doesn't mean that. Just because you're a high rank in the military doesn't always mean that you're a good leader.
No.
There's bad leaders in the military. There's bad leaders all over the place.
Not even in our military, but other militaries across the world. Shall we look at history?
I mean, yeah. But no, we're not going to.
No. Anyways, I thought
All
you were
right,
gonna.
so now that that topic's over, bro, what's been your go-to meal lately?
Why would you ask me that kind of question? Do you think I cook?
Well, God, I'd hope you'd eat.
Okay, I do cook. Very rarely though. My go-to meal. Oh, well,
Macaroni.
I'm in college. I'm a grad student,
Yeah.
and I live in one of the most expensive cities in the world.
Yeah.
My go-to meal is top ramen.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. Because it's cheap.
Yeah.
2 top ramens. Let's see. That's like 800 calories for 2.
You throw some eggs in there?
No, absolutely the fuck not.
Why?
No. Because
What?
do you drain the broth?
No.
You do?
No.
Oh.
Like while I'm making the ramen, sometimes I'll crack a few eggs in there while it's like boiling.
In the
Yeah.
water?
Yeah.
That
Like
is
poach 'em?
gross. That's disgusting.
Poach some eggs. That's how ramen is.
That sounds gross to me.
Oh, it's good. It's good
I
source
do
of
eat
protein.
eggs. You know what I had for today?
No.
I'm going to walk you through my meals for today.
Oh boy.
3 eggs, about 1/4 cup of shredded cheese. 3
Holy
eggs,
shit.
1/4 cup shredded cheese.
A quarter cup of cheese, dog?
Yeah, a quarter cup's only like
That would be the end of my morning. All right, go ahead. Anyways.
maybe not quite that much, but maybe a little less. It was like a good like 2 pinches, right? Of cheese.
Okay. Okay.
Anyways. Pinch, I do all 4.
That shit's fucking hilarious.
um
Little fucking.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude.
You can't do that.
Man who goes to bed with itchy butt wakes up with smelly fingers. Son of a bitch, dude. That's hilarious.
Anyways, then I also had a cup of coffee.
Yeah,
Then
classic.
I went to rehearsals, and then for this is not a very good day for food. Then I had one of those, those like I can't ever remember what they're called, but they're like in the square bottles, and they're like smoothie things. Or like fruit juice.
Plastic?
Yeah, they're plastic bottles.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And they were like
Really?
strawberry, banana thing, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, they make one of those that's like protein. So it's got 30 grams of protein in one of those bitches.
Oh, okay.
So I had one of those. I had a bag of chips, and then I had some candy for a snack, which with the candy, the bag of chips, and that protein shake was 800 calories.
Okay.
Not great calories, but it was 800 calories regardless.
Yeah.
And then I haven't had dinner yet because I just got home and I was been doing this.
Fuck.
But for dinner, I will probably have like, oh God, I don't know what I'm gonna have. Probably ramen. Probably
Oh my
ramen
God.
or chili. I got ground turkey I could do too. This is 9:00, Bobby. I have to wake up at. I gotta wake up at 7:00 tomorrow. Oh God, I gotta sing tomorrow morning.
Dude, I got 4 hours of sleep last night.
Ooh, I've had those days. Those suck.
Yucky. What was I gonna say?
I don't know. You asked about what my average meal looks like.
Okay. Condiments, dude. Do you like your condiments cold?
Like ketchup and mustard?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. You're about to stir up, because I know where this is going. You're about to stir up some shit.
Am I?
Yes. 100%. All the time in the fridge.
Yeah.
Okay. Whew. I'm
You
like,
know when you get them at like the gas station, you get little ketchup packets?
yeah.
Super unsatisfying when they're like room temp.
No, yeah. No.
I don't know why the coldness, the little brief little bite of coldness, warmed up by the food, way better. Way better flavor profile.
I was going to say, if you're about to say something that's super controversial here, I don't think we're going to be able to be friends.
Here's another weird one. When you go, so I bought a bunch of condiments today. When you buy condiments fresh off the shelf at the store, do you put them in the pantry or do you put them into the fridge?
depends on uh it depends on number one what the quantity of the items I bought. So if I
Yeah.
bought like 2 ketchup bottles, one's going to the fridge, one's going to the pantry.
Okay.
If I just buy one of each, then ketchup's in the fridge. They all just go in the fridge.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. I feel like I was raised a little bit odd. Sometimes, like,
No. You weren't raised odd. I was the one that was raised odd. Come on. It's Doug Olson here, okay?
dude, I just sometimes, like, my family and I'd go grocery shopping, and then all the condiments, the new fresh condiments, would be in the pantry.
Ugh, no.
It was the worst, dude. It was the worst. You'd go to get the barbecue sauce. Where the fuck's barbecue
It's
sauce?
the
Not
whole.
in the fridge.
Do you
the
put
pantry.
barbecue sauce in the fridge now?
Well, yeah. I
Okay,
put
good.
all of them in the fridge
Okay.
now.
Here's one. Do you put Parmesan cheese in the fridge or in the pantry?
Like the shakeable
Yeah, just
The
like
what?
the one you get from like Costco.
fridge.
Ooh, wrong answer.
Why?
Cupboard,
Really?
pantry, 100%.
How does that work?
It says keep refrigerated. I don't. I keep it in the pantry.
Daring. Atrevido.
Probably. I've been doing that since I was 4 years old. Since I was 1. Now the grated Parmesan, the ones that come a little bit more
Yeah.
like stringy,
Like actual cheese?
right? That's in the fridge.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Do you put
That'd be inappropriate. if
chili
it wasn't.
peppers? What about chili peppers?
What
Like you
kind-
put on pizza?
What are chili peppers? Like specify. There's so many peppers. What? What?
It's chili peppers. Bob.
Jalapenos?
No, it's
Or
just red
pepperoncinis?
chili peppers.
I don't
It's
fuck with them, I
it's
guess.
peppers. It's like
Nah. I don't think I fuck with them.
that's fair. That's fair.
I don't think I do. Never have.
I'm trying to think of other weird things that I do that might.
Dude, I'm
Oh.
not going to lie. Oh, God, go ahead.
No, you.
No.
Okay, bread. Do you keep it in the fridge or out?
So, I think in Vegas, it has to be in the fridge.
Okay.
Or it's got to be in a pantry that's a little bit colder. It molds a little easier out here.
Okay, so you're only saying this because of Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oregon, you can pull it off.
I have started, even when I was in Oregon, I started putting bread in the fridge
Yeah.
because it lasts longer.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't always
Yeah.
just go to bread. It's lit. I've had a loaf of bread in the fridge for, I shit you not, a month. And I
Yeah.
still will go to it and eat it. Because it's still good. It's not moldy. It might be a little on the drier side.
Yeah. Got to give it the visual inspection.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Is there any blue in this?
Yeah. Okay, what were you going to say? I'm so interested.
Oh, dude, ever since we started talking about food,
Oh.
before the cast, I went to the store. I decided tonight's burger night.
Ooh.
Dude, I got the fixins, man. I'm so hyped. I'm gonna eat 3.
Ooh. Shit.
3 thick boys.
What kind of seasoning do you put on your burgers?
Fucking, it's different every time.
Do you have the everything seasoning?
No. I got a garlic pepper.
Okay.
I usually go for
okay.
a garlic pepper.
Okay.
And then
okay.
I throw a little smoked paprika. That one's thrown in there.
Interesting. Okay.
Onion powder,
Oh, of course.
celery salt. Yep. Oh, bitch. What an idiot. I didn't get breadcrumbs.
Oh.
That shit's gonna fall apart, Bobby. I'm gonna use chips as my breadcrumbs.
You put breadcrumbs in your hamburgers?
Yeah?
I've never done that.
Huh? I usually get the panko breadcrumbs.
I know what I'm doing for dinner.
Huh?
Corn dogs.
Oh,
You
I
got
thought you were
so
gonna be like
excited.
turkey burgers.
Yeah, I know. I do have hamburger. I do have ground beef, and I do have buns, but that's too much work. It's 9:30, and I still have to do work tonight.
I guess I'll let you fucking go do that.
Yeah, your bitch ass was in Oregon. No, it's just joking.
Dude, I
Gosh,
think that's a wrap.
I could talk about food forever.
I
Yeah.
know I know it.
Yeah, I think that's good. I feel like we got to start. Maybe it's just because it's a Monday. You know what I mean? I don't know. I get so hyped on Saturdays to do the podcasts.
Yeah.
And
for
now
sure.
it's
That's
just
been
like,
better.
now it's like, because it's a Monday, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I'm just trying to get it out of the way.
I hear that. Saturday, wake up refreshed.
Right.
You know, you're like, oh, all I have to do today is a podcast and go lift weights.
It starts my day. Honestly, I do the podcast, and then if we do the podcast at night, it's not the first thing I do. But we've been doing it like midday, like 12
Mhm.
my time, so 9 o'clock your time, or like 3, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it starts my day. I'm like, sick. Okay, I'm gonna do the podcast, and I'm gonna go work on music. I was really
Yep.
excited this morning because I woke up. It was sunny. It was crisp
Mm,
outside. I'm
killer.
like, I'm ready for this podcast. It was a good podcast, I thought.
Dude, yeah. It was 93 here today.
Bobby, I can tell you this. I'm so looking forward to the summer. I got 2 weeks left.
Really? Wait,
To-
what?
2 week. Well, if you're including the beginning. See, for me and my brain, this week's already over. This week, since it just started, it's already over. Because before you
Damn.
know, it's gonna be Friday.
True.
So I never count the week at the beginning of the week as a full week. I just don't do that. That's something weird I do.
Oh,
But
that is odd.
technically, if you're including this week, I've got 3 weeks of full classes. Now, May, like 3rd through the 9th, is finals week. But all of my professors are already saying, they're like, we're doing our finals prior to finals week because I want to be done.
Good
so-
guy.
So
Good woman.
I will be done. I only have like one final. Like, I'm pretty sure my theory and my ear training classes, those are all going to be during finals week, but everyone else is not.
Sick.
And then I just got juries, and then coming home.
Sick, dude.
Well, I shouldn't say home because this is my home, but I'm probably going to spend the summer in Oregon. I don't know. Which, if I do that, I'm going to have to send my equipment to Oregon because I got to,
Yep.
still continue to do the cast. I can't take a 3 months hiatus from the cast.
Yeah, no, we tried that.
I know.
What a mistake.
Yeah, I know. Could you
At
imagine?
least we don't call you the fucking guzzlers anymore.
Oh, God.
Yuck.
It's a new twist. We're at a different juncture in our lives.
We aren't guzzling.
No, we're
Tell you
given. We never guzzled anything besides chocolate milk.
True.
I was watching a video about. Sorry, last thing. I was watching a video last
Holy
night
shit.
on podcast or not a video on YouTube about gaining mass, like the things that you should eat.
Don't buy into it. Don't buy
Uh-oh.
into their chocolate milk schemes.
Yeah, and they said chocolate milk for sure.
Don't buy into that.
I know.
Look at the Fairlife.
That's what they said. They said drink an entire thing of Fairlight in a day, and they're just like, you'll put on mass quick.
Oh, yeah.
So this summer,
You always say, you always plan.
I know you're just like, Eric, I'm so tired of it. Just do it.
Yeah. I'm like, just stop being a bitch.
I know. Well, my house has got a home gym at it, or my parents does. I'm gonna do it because I need mass. I need mass in the body to produce
Yeah.
I'm so tired of my back hurting. my lower back. I need to get some core going. 170, 170, end of summer.
You
175,
just said 175.
175,
Yeah.
165. You know what? Never mind.
All right, I'm gonna fucking
Yeah,
end it there.
that's it.
But-
Go follow. Oh, you.
Late Night Tangents on Instagram. I will be editing up some quick little tidbits, some funny laughter bits. I got my time marks here. That'll be up on the gram. Make sure to follow. If not, I will follow you first. A comment section is open on Spotify. I figured out how to view those comments. Thank you, Wade, directly. Making fun of Eric in the comment section. Pretty funny.
Did he?
He did.
Oh shit! I didn't even know. I'm gonna have to go look.
Yeah. Wade's a super fan.
Oh, that's great.
Wade loves it.
That's great. Is he sharing it, Wade?
Probably not.
Why the hell not? If he's a
I don't
super fan, share it. Share the cast.
Yeah. Send it to your buddies.
Takes 20
Listen to
seconds.
it at work.
I know.
Do something with it, dude. Share it with your mom.
Seriously.
Share it with your dad.
I know.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
That's a wrap on episode 15.
That's
we
a
will
wrap.
Catch you soon, meaning next Wednesday. Adios.
Goodbye. Ciao.